Hello everyone, it's Kat and I'm back today for my Project Pan update for September. I know I did my August one a little bit late, so there hasn't actually been heaps of progress this few weeks, but I want to do it. I want to do it. So have I used anything up this month? Barely I did. My little primer, the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing face primer, this little mini. I did use this up, but I mainly used it up as a hand cream as I was doing my makeup, because I'd be like, one pump for my face, one pump for my hands. I've got to use this up because my goal is that every check-in I want to have at least used up one thing, and that is the only thing I used up. So I sort of sped that up. Not mad about it. I didn't like it as a primer, so it is what it is. Wanted it out of my hair, and I'm going to be replacing that with this. This is the AHC Luminous Glow. So it's actually like an eye cream, but you can use it all over your face, and it works really nicely as a glowy primer. Now I'm selecting this because it is the only open primer I have in my collection, and I did really like this. I've got one in a box of a different, I think a Dermalogica one. I don't really use primers regularly because I use enough layers of skincare in the morning that I'm like, once I put my sunscreen on and then I go off to do my makeup, I don't need another layer of stuff on my face. So I'm just sort of using things up to get them out of my collection, even if I do like them. Like I legitimately like this as a skincare prep product, whatever, I'm going to use it because, and the good thing is that I can mark it as well. I don't have to weigh, I hate weighing things. I don't know if you know that about me. I prefer products in Project Pans that I can visually see because to me that's more motivating. I think I have said that before. Anyway, I can visually sort of mark that as well, which I like. I've got two other visual things that I can show you that I'm like, wow, look at my progress. Aren't I good? The first one is my highlighter. I really like this highlighter from Nabla. If I happen to use up my highlighter collection, I would repurchase this, no doubt. It's beautiful. It's a really beautiful wet look highlighter. It's in the shade Ozone. And you can see that I have been using up, I've hit great. I've got some product built up here. Essentially what I've been doing around here where it was getting a bit hard pan is I'd scrape a bit off, mush it in and sort of use it with my brush. So that's all gone now. And then I've just got this amount here. So not much left. I have been neglecting that ever since I switched to using this little eyeshadow palette as a face palette as well, but I prefer that highlighter, and I'm like, I'm so close that I think in the next month I'm going to be focusing on the Nabla one. But I still have my M Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette. I am still making progress with this. So essentially what I do is this portion here I use as blush highlighter, this portion here I use as eyeshadow. To be honest, I only use that middle shade as a one and done. I haven't really been using those two. But one thing you might be able to see is I hit a tiny bit of pan here. So go me. I don't know if you can see that these are getting any bigger. Like I hit pan last month. I think I did. Yeah, last month. I've been using that quite a lot and I'm wearing it like that's what I'm wearing today. So I've gone a bit ham with that. But if I just use that alone, that's the effect I get. Like obviously I put a lot of it on. Also, I usually film in the morning. It is late afternoon and the sun is going down, so the light is catching in a way that usually doesn't. My other two blushes, I don't have much progress on. My Hourglass one I have actually used a few times, but it is not budging. It is not budging. I have used it like a handful of times, not many, not budging. I have not used this one at all. This is the M Cosmetics Heaven's Glow Magic Hour. I think when I am focusing more on this, I might pair it with this blush because this blush is like a satin effect. So I don't want to like use this and then put highlighter over the top. That is too much highlighter even for me. But because this is more of a satin effect, like it's got a beautiful glow to it, but then highlighter over the top works really well. I might be putting more effort into these than the little eyeshadow palette over the next month. I just feel like I need to shift my focus. I'm not even going to bother putting up like photo updates of those because there's no change. There's no visual change. This, I forgot about this. I have been wearing it. Oh, there is an update. Oh, there is an update. I have added in a new foundation. Now I should have marked this weeks ago because I added this in to pair with this. So I think last month, if I'm correct, I used up a liquid foundation, but I was like, instead of actually adding in a new foundation, I'll add in my concealers and I'll add in this pressed powder foundation. And okay, I did that. These I was trying to use as a foundation, like let's put them all over my face and blend them out and see how they go. These Stila concealers do not look good all over the face. They don't wear all day, they just break down. So I can't actually use these up as a foundation, which I'm sad about. I will have weights on the screen. I've got two shades here. One is light and one is light medium, and I have to combine the two to get my shade. So neither of those match me, but combined they're good. I'm going to have to just continue using these as like under eyes, around nose, whatever, because all over they look a bit patchy and weird. But so what I realized I now have is a hole in my routine, because this is not enough coverage, not the right color for me to wear alone, and I can't wear these alone. So I've brought in a Morphe foundation. This is a Lightform Extended Hydration Foundation. I do really like this. It's in the shade Light 03C. And I really like this because it's a little bit light and cool tone for me, but when I do use this over the top to set it, this is a little bit dark for me. So that's the combo I'm wearing today. It actually wears really nicely together. I just find that this can't set my under eyes well enough, so I have to go with a translucent powder under my eyes, but otherwise that's quite a nice combo. So that's how I'm going to be using these up. So I have added in this foundation. I only marked it today where it settled, but I've been using it the last 3 weeks or whatever. So yeah, I'll have weights of these three on the screen. I also lost this last week, so I only found it today. I looked through 5 handbags, 2 backpacks, my suitcase, and I found it in a random little like makeup pouch. So yeah. Updates, that's what's happening with my base. Let's pretend I'm getting more progress with my primer water, because I am not. My Smashbox primer water I have neglected yet again. So I've got here progress, and the progress is bad. Oh well, it is what it is. I haven't even been home, and I'm not taking this with me traveling for work because it adds however much weight that unnecessary. So I don't know, it's getting warmer, so this is going to be coming out soon, but yeah, slow and steady. One product that I like using, but I'm also struggling with a little bit, and I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with it. This is the Merit Solo Shadow in the shade Studio. The color is beautiful, but there'll be a photo on the screen of when I introduced this last month, and you should see that it looks a lot more jacked up this month. Yes, it means that I'm using it, but what it also is doing, it's getting this like dry film on the top sometimes, and I almost have to like push it aside to get the creamy product. You can sort of mix it in with your finger, but it gets quite messy. It's also hard to pick up on a brush because it is drier, so I have to use my finger, put it on my lids, and then blend it out with the brush. I am dedicated to using this though, because I think it is, by the end of the year, I think this will be too dry to use. And from what I understand, Merit is more of a natural brand, and that's probably what happens when you have less preservatives in things. They dry out. So that's the thing that's annoying about this kind of brand. But it's a nice product. I'm going to keep using it, but it is drier than I would want. I might put Duraline in it to just rehydrate it a bit. I'll try that this month, and I'll let you know how it goes. Lip products. So I think these were the only 3 lip products. I do have a lip liner from M Cosmetics. This is a really beautiful lip liner. I don't wear it every day because it's just a step that I don't always want to wear. But if I want a more like pouty, like nude lip, this is really, really beautiful. I'll have where I was up to last month versus this month. Again, I think I've only worn this a handful of times, so this is something that's going to just take a little bit longer. I have been trying to wear these a bit. So I've got my Sigma Renew Lip Oil in the shade Tranquil. I really like this. It's such a beautiful lip oil. I've panned, I think, 2 of these, and they're just lovely. I've been wearing a bit of this Linda Hallberg or LH Cosmetics Fantastick Lipstick in Famous. I'm wearing it now. It is a little bit cool tone for my liking. On its own. I think it sort of works with my eyes today, but normally I would sort of layer this with something else. But I think I've been getting good use out of this. I don't remember what it was up to exactly, but I feel like I've got some usage. So there'll be some photos on the screen, but realistically, yeah, how I would probably want to use this is layering it with something that's a little bit warmer because that is quite greyish. So let's just add a little bit more life to it. But yeah, all the lip products I've been using are good lip products. They're enjoyable. So there's that. I've got 3 eyeliners on the go. I've got my liquid eyeliner that I do use fairly regularly. I'll have updated on the screen. Look, the weights, they move a fraction because you use a small amount. It is what it is. But I like it. It hasn't dried out, still going. I did bring in my brown eyeliner from Urban Decay because it was my only brown eyeliner I own. I really like this. It is quite dark though, so it's not the best for the waterline, but I like it for like, you know, drawing your normal liner. But I'll have sort of comparisons on the screen. And then I've been using my little one. This is my Maybelline. I think it's called Striking Navy, but it's so small now that you can't see. Again, I think I have sharpened this once or twice this month. I am wearing it today on my waterline. This color is really beautiful. I think it's one of the most perfect sort of dark teal bluey colors. Only reason I'm panning this is because I felt like it was getting a bit dry, but it's one that I'll repurchase in the future because it's beautiful. Last but least, I've got my Pixi brow gel. To be fair, I've been wearing brow gel a little bit this month, but I've got this Pixi double-ended brow pencil and tinted gel. So instead of this gunky stuff from this clear gel, it looks a bit better. It's what I'm actually wearing today. So I've been neglecting this a little bit. So yeah, have I been using this? Not really. Have I been using brow gel? Yeah, and it's probably the same formula, but it's just a different product because it was better in my sort of makeup bag. And I've been doing my makeup out of the house quite a lot recently. So there'll be weights on the screen of this. There's not going to be much movement, but it is what it is. Who cares? It was a fresh brow gel. Like, it's going to last forever. Not really. But I've got time. So yeah, not heaps of change happening this month, but again, it's a short month because I checked in late last month. But look, I'm still making progress, and even if it just means I'm using up one thing is more than nothing. So, and I think I've used probably a good quarter of that Morphe foundation, if not more. I just didn't mark it when I started using it. So I think being like halfway down the bottle or whatever I am, that's going to go quickly because I use it all the time and I really like it. So it's good. It's good. Anyway, that's my check-in. Let me know how you're going with your project pan. Let's chat in the comments. A big thank you to my members for supporting my channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.